Season 3, Episode 9, titled Climax at Jazzapajizza. Of course, this is the second last episode of Season 3, and this episode, I oddly felt like the wrap-up of the season. I mean, you have Bruce bringing his parents back, that equals a zombie apocalypse. Poison Ivy's trying to stop it, but becomes more of the evil Poison Ivy that we originally know her from the Batman the Animated Series, and of course those original comics and all that kind of stuff. You know, in that like classic Poison Ivy outfit, and she's like, "Oh well, I know it didn't really fit the plan, but I can make this work, make Gotham, Ethan and all that." But the problem I found with the episode, it felt so crammed together. I was a little bit worried that they were going to wash everything in the final episode next week. And it just felt like we have a zombie apocalypse. In a way, Bruce Wayne's the bad guy. And then we need to stop Poison Ivy. For me, personally, I'm like, those are your final two episodes. And if you want to extend it a little bit, instead of make the episode 20 minutes next week, make it 30 minutes so you have a satisfying conclusion, it just felt very wash, mainly. And Clayface. The King Shark has at least something to do. King Shark comes in and gives Bruce Wayne a pet talk about maybe you should just let your parents just die. Move on with your life. Still be Batman, but, move on with your life. But Clayface still has fuck all to do. They literally, every time he's in a scene, they find a way to exit him out. He's like, "Oh, I have a acting thing to do, and I will leave." And you're just like, why? What? Like, I'm a big fan of, if you have no idea what to do with the character, don't put the character in. Or have the character in, but wait till next season. Hey, we love Clayface. We'll wait till season 4 until you have a figure out what the hell you're going to do with the character. Because at this point, they don't know what to do with Clayface. Outside of him doing a biopic on Thomas Wayne and directed by James Gunn. Like, outside of that, there's nothing to this character in this season. And maybe it'll pay us off, maybe it doesn't. Maybe next week it's going to be an epilogue. Which is, if that's the case, this show should be 11 episodes. For me personally, I would focus on Bruce. The zombie apocalypse. Everything is... everything's going to the shits. And then you do the classic, Batman and Harley Quinn teaming up to stop Poison Ivy. You have the pet talk. And then you kind of do the ending wrap-up. That's what I would probably do as the final two episodes. Because if you want the big action-packed thing, make it the two-part action-packed 40-minute episodes, including, 10. That's what I personally would do. Because for me, like, as much of great the pet talk was, as that, Harley seeing Ivy in this so powerful thing, she's like, "Thanks, babe, but can you stop the plague apocalypse? Can you not?" I quite enjoy that. The final about the pasta maker, and I'm like, oh my god, no, we need constant reminder that Bane wants revenge of the pasta maker. Do not shut down the pasta maker. Maybe that's how the show ends. They just give Bane the pasta maker. You shall get the pasta maker. I shall get the pasta maker. I don't know. Because that was always a great gag in the season about the pasta maker. Anyway, I mean, the thing about, like, I really did enjoy, like, the first half of this show. Like, half of the show of the this season. But then there's, like, the Swamp Thing episode, and then the Joker episode, and then you had the King Shark episode, and it's just... didn't. I'm just not digging this season as much as the other two, and it sucks because the show has been great. And they got green light to season 4, so hopefully season 4 is all good. But with the horse and the sparrow, hopefully we're able, which is the title for episode 10, have a wrap the season up in a really satisfying conclusion that doesn't feel meaningless. It doesn't feel painless because the big giant climax of a show, or of the big giant threat, gets wrapped in 10 minutes, and it just feels very rush. It felt like, hey, we normally have 13, and normally we would sweat this out, but maybe that's the situation. Maybe the show needed extra 3 episodes, but because 10, 8, or 6 is kind of like the limit these days, it's like 10. No, you get 10. You get 10. That's what you get. You get 10. And that kind of makes this show suck. Suffers the show a bit. At least for me.